Straight ahead on 12 News, a Plymouth neighborhood helps turn tragedy into triumph.
It adds some positive feelings into a lot of grief.
Plus, something that hasn't happened in a Brooklyn Park neighborhood in 10 years. But first, a side of the Terrace Theater redevelopment story coming from the people most affected by it. 12 News starts right now. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. Plans to demolish the Terrace Theater in Robbinsdale and replace it with a Hy-Vee grocery store has stirred many passions.
We have heard from people on both sides of the issue. But what do people who live by the vacant theater think about the plans? Here's 12 News reporter Carissa Wyant.
Any development is better than no development at this point, and it's been sitting empty for so long.
Diane Keefe has lived across the street from the Terrace Mall in Robbinsdale for over 30 years.
When we first moved in, it was the original, Terrace Mall with Montgomery wards.
She has seen businesses like the Terrace Theater come and go over the decades, but laments the state of disrepair the mall has fallen into, especially since Rainbow Foods closed several years ago.
When it started, it was a couple broken windows, the trees were all dying, the signs were falling.
Robbinsdale City Council members who have been trying to attract new business to the area for over a decade had also taken note of the blight.
The Rainbow site has been something that's been a problem. We've had problems with crime, we've had problems with the parking lot, we've had problems with trash, we've had problems with litter blowing across into LVT.
So council members who voted unanimously to approve preliminary plans for a new redevelopment, which would bring a Hy-Vee grocery store, medical clinic, restaurant, and gas station, say they had the people who live in the neighborhood in mind when they cast their votes.
We've got our main downtown, and we've had the corner at 36 in France. It's been vacant or blighted for a long time.
For, I believe it's 18 years. The people that live across the street from that property have had to look at that.
And folks in the neighborhood say they are eager for new life in the area.
I miss having that opportunity to just be able to, if necessary, run across the street and grab what I need.
In Robbinsdale,
I'm actually happy for it. It's been sitting empty for way too long.
Carissa Wyant, 12 News.
The Robbinsdale City Council is expected to hold a second vote on the preliminary redevelopment plans on August 23rd.
Golden Valley police are investigating a motor vehicle crash that involved a man who had been shot. The crash happened Tuesday night on northbound Highway 100 at Duluth Street. It had backed up traffic for miles as police diverted vehicles around the crash scene. Police say the man was not shot in Golden Valley and were told his injuries were not life-threatening. Well, there were many reasons for neighbors and police to come together on Tuesday night.
In New Hope, the Rockin' Hollywood sang like Elvis, and ladies in poodle skirts kicked up their heels like Laverne and Shirley for Night to Unite. In Crystal, one resident helped the SWAT team show the personal armor that they wear when they answer a call. And at one party in Brooklyn Center, there were drawings for door prizes.
In Brooklyn Park, people gathered at more than 185 National Night Out parties, including one place that had not had one in 10 years.
How much do you think he weighs?
81 pounds.
You're very 85, super close.
It's hard to steal the spotlight from an 85-pound police dog.
He's pretty furry, isn't he? He's 2 years old.
Officers know Kilo is a magnet for kids. On National Night Out, that kind of interaction is what it's all about.
It causes a relationship, where they're not scared. The police will see them, and talk to them. I just think it's good, it sets a good example.
In the Sunrise Estates neighborhood near the Zane Avenue corridor, police and residents worked together to revive a National Night Out party that had gone dark for a decade.
We've been developing relationships with this neighborhood over the past year or so. It was identified as an area that could use a little help with maybe police intervention.
The idea is to see cops in a different light, and they got that with a pickup basketball game. Police and neighborhood kids showing their best moves.
I'm guarding two men on a fast break. What am I supposed to do?
It was game on for a night of fun and getting to know people better.
So we're kind of excited. I know I'm excited.
Monica Miller and Lynette Bernard helped organize this get-together, especially with kids in mind.
That's what the world needs. We need to be together, and kids shouldn't be afraid to be around police officers. I mean, that's what they're here for. They're here for our safety.
And police say meeting people when there is not a crisis becomes more important against a national backdrop of mistrust between officers and some communities.
A lot of kids that we see these days are afraid of the police, and it's not because it's anything they've been taught. It's just that we drive around in our cars and we don't interact with them very much.
With all of the stuff that's been in the headlines, and it gives the youth a chance to do something different.
Brooklyn Center police say some of the changes that they've made in police work are paying off when it comes to reducing violent crimes. Police Chief Tim Gannon told a community gathering that violent crimes have dropped by 50% from 2008 to 2015. Gannon says officers working the same neighborhoods day after day become more familiar with the issues. Police have also found squad cameras helpful, and soon they'll add body cameras to the mix.
Today, officers will not leave the police department without a camera in their squad car. That has to be functioning. They know that it's helped them build strong cases. It's also protect them against complaints that might not have been accurate. So that's the same thing body cameras are going to be.
The police chief said the community outpouring of support recently for police reminded him of the outpouring after 9/11.
How bad is local freeway congestion? According to MnDOT, it's inescapable and likely to get worse. A MnDOT report found the Twin Cities highways were congested 23% of the time. That's up 2% since 2014. Factors blamed for the increase include lower gas prices, population growth, and simply people are driving more. MnDOT has hundreds of sensors embedded in the pavement to measure the level of congestion. A Plymouth neighborhood is rallying behind a family whose son died of a rare brain cancer.
The reporter Sonia Goen shows us what the community is doing to bring awareness to childhood cancers.
Well, I'll have popsicle.
There's nothing better than lemonade and cool treats on a hot Minnesota day.
Here you go.
Thank you.
These young kids are not only working for profit, but a purpose.
To raise money for an organization that helps kids with cancer.
Rachel, Nicole, and Catherine are remembering and honoring a playmate who passed away in March.
When we found out that he had cancer,
it was really hard for us to go through.
5-year-old Sam Benson Lee died of DIPG, an aggressive form of brain cancer.
He loved to roll balls down the hill.
That hill over there.
And he would make us go run down and pick them up.
We played a lot of games that were really fun for him, but not regular games like tag. But we played special games that allowed him to do, that he could do.
Sam's playmates are raising money for a nonprofit called With Purpose. Besides selling lemonade, they're also hosting a fun run.
You know, it adds some positive feelings into a lot of grief. You feel like someone remembers your kid.
Sam's parents turned tragedy into triumph by forming With Purpose.
So many people care about childhood cancer but don't know how poorly funded and under-researched cures are.
Sam's mom and dad are still grieving.
I miss everything about him. Sometimes I miss his laugh, sometimes I just want to feel his hair.
But the love from their young neighbors is helping them cope.
They're taking care of us, adults. You know, they're helping us push through something, hopefully the worst thing that ever happens.
As for Sam's buddies, they know true friendship never dies.
You've got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me.
DIPG is the deadliest childhood cancer. In fact, it has a 0 survival rate. Sam's friends are hoping to change that. So far, they've raised more than $2,000. The fun run is Saturday, August 6th. We've got details on our website. Mike and Alex.
All right, thanks, Sonia. Coming up, it is already back to school for some Park Center students.
Then later in sports, catch up with a Maple Grove 2-sport standout in our What I Did This Summer series.
But first, a chance for thunderstorms on Thursday. After that, we cool off. We'll be right back. Entering high school can be daunting for any student.
A new program this summer at Park Center High School is trying to help incoming 9th grade students make the adjustment. Delane Cleveland shows us how.
What about Summer Academy? What do we do here?
Summer school is in session at Park Center High School.
Say that again, I love that.
But these students aren't here to make up a specific class. Instead, they're here to get a head start on 9th grade.
9th grade is a pivotal year for
high schoolers, they can either, that's, you know, really when they choose, like, am I going to stick around and graduate? Am I going to drop out?
Emily Bollinger is one of the facilitators of this class, the first ever summer academy for incoming freshmen.
This is a really targeted intervention to help students become engaged with school, connected to their peers, to the school, and to adults at the school.
50 students were invited to participate in the 3-week-long academy, and a total of 15 accepted.
It's helping me because I'm trying to pass, get my credits, and plus I'm getting used to the school because it's super big.
While the students learn to get adjusted, the teachers try to help them improve their literacy and ultimately help them find a voice.
That's actually the main goal, is finding your voice, showing that you have that voice, and then bringing it forward and that it has value.
Today's activity involves putting together a mural using a silhouette of each student, and along with their silhouettes,
And I have like a music symbol in there because I dance.
the images will include symbols that represent how the students see themselves.
So I got my C for because everybody calls me Cartoon, and I got my N for my last name, and I'm just drawing stars because I love drawing stars all the time.
When it's all said and done, the mural will be put on display for all to see, a special symbol as they begin their high school careers.
They're going to be sort of ambassadors for their class. So we're giving them this leadership position. They're going to be visible at the high school.
Visible, and if all goes as planned, successful.
We're all going to succeed together and walk across that stage in 4 years.
In Brooklyn Park, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
The Summer Academy wraps up on Friday with a trip to Valley Fair. Organizers hope to continue the class next summer and have it last longer than 3 weeks. Well, coming up, no ordinary garage sale in Brooklyn Park.
But first, hear from the new head girls hockey coach at Wayzata High School. John Jacobson has that and much more when we come back with sports.
Well, not off to exactly the best start for a local baseball team in a regional tournament. Now they have an uphill battle.
Uphill battle. Now they've got to fight their way back through the losers bracket. For the second straight year, the Wayzata American Legion baseball team headed to North Dakota for the Central Plains Regional Tournament, and they played one of the best teams in the Midwest in the first round. Creighton Prep of Omaha scored 3 first-inning runs and 4 in the fourth on their way to an 11-0 win in 7 innings Wednesday morning. That drops Wayzata into the losers bracket. They play their next game Thursday morning at 9. Hockey season is still a few months away for high school players. The Wayzata girls are now getting to know their new head coach. Jessica Christofferson takes over at Wayzata, replacing Becky Wacker, who resigned after coaching 6 seasons. Christofferson works at the Schwann Super Rink, coordinating many tournaments and clinics. The former Coon Rapids head coach took last year off from coaching, but is excited to get back behind the bench.
There were some great jobs open this year on the girls' side, and after talking with Jamie at the high school, it just seemed like it might be a good fit. So I know they had a lot of great applicants. I'm honored to be selected and in this position now, and really look forward to getting started.
Wayzata finished 16-10-1 last season and finished as section runner-up for the 3rd straight season. Christofferson is looking forward to working with the future Trojans players too in the youth program.
The fact that they've got great numbers, a lot of talent, a lot of support in the community for their hockey program is immensely important to our program and our success, and we hope that we can fulfill a support role for them as well.
The first day of girls hockey practice is October 26th. Minnesota is starting to consistently produce Division I men's basketball college talent. And this week on What I Did This Summer, Jay Wilcox catches up with a hot recruit from the northwest suburbs.
This week on What I Did This Summer, we catch up with a highly recruited Maple Grove basketball and football player who is racking up a lot of frequent flyer miles. For Brad Davison, it's been a whirlwind summer. Just the travel with his Howard Pulley AAU basketball team alone is impressive.
And that was our second time in Georgia. We've been to Virginia, Kansas, Chicago, Brooklyn.
And Brad and his parents squeezed some college visits in a tight time frame.
So on a Thursday, Friday, I went to Stanford for an official visit, and then I came back and my high school team had a team camp at Northern Iowa Saturday. And then right from there, my parents and I kind of went on a little driving tour, good bonding time, to Butler Sunday morning, Dayton Sunday night, Michigan Monday, Northwestern Tuesday, and Wisconsin on Wednesday. Set!
While he's an excellent quarterback who had a lot of college football coaches interested, basketball won out for Davison. He decided on the University of Wisconsin. Interestingly, the college basketball coaches he spoke with did not discourage him from playing football this fall.
I think a lot of them encouraged me to play football just because of the leadership and the vision and just kind of the intangibles that it brings you. They all say if you can lead 10 guys in huddle, like you can lead 4 in a field, 4 in a court. So that's kind of most of their point of view.
Brad follows older sisters Stephanie and Angie as Division I college basketball players. They both played at Northern Iowa and had advice on choosing a school.
They just tell me that you'll know when you know. I think that's kind of the best advice that my sister gave me, is just to follow your heart and follow your gut.
And now Brad Davison's hoping to lead his Maple Grove football and basketball teams to repeat visits to the state tournament in his senior season. For What I Did This Summer, Jay Wilcox, 12 Sports.
Davison and the Howard Pulley 17U team placed second in the Las Vegas Classic in late July and had a 51-6 record this summer. Champlin Park's Theo John and Apple Valley's Gary Trent Jr. and Trey Jones are also on that team. A lot of talent. Hard to share the basketball that much, but he had a good summer.
I was just going to say, no grass growing under his feet, man, making the rounds.
Crazy busy.
Thanks a lot, John. Still ahead, going treasure hunting at a Brooklyn Park church.
We'll be right back. And finally, what do you get when you collect donations from more than 250 families and add it all to an annual summer tradition?
And the answer is a huge Brooklyn Park garage sale that some wait in line to attend.
We have regulars that come every year, and they start calling in May, wondering when our sale will be.
The doors open tonight. That's Wednesday evening at Family of God Lutheran Church for the annual garage sale. It is a huge event that's been going on for around 20 years, and it's the church's biggest fundraiser of the year. From housewares and furniture to toys and clothes, it's a chance to find a few treasures, no matter the age of the shopper.
We always have plenty of dishes and houseware items for those college students that may be wanting to fill their apartment.
The garage sale runs through Saturday at noon, and that church, aside from the sanctuary, is stuffed with stuff. And so they raise about $15,000, so no small amount of money.
They got to sell a lot of things to hit that 15,000.
25 cents here, a buck here.
It all adds up, right?
That's right. That does it for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
And we'll see you back here again Thursday, starting at 4.